as we build up to the anniversary, we'll be conversing with many people who have been contributed and played significant parts in Angola Carnival. I am Jerry Dice and he is.
Siobhan Brooks.
This conversation is powered by Changes
Changes.
Bar and Restaurant South Valley. Today is all about music. And our fine company we have representatives of bands. We know bands are integral in Angola's carnival. And I'll allow these fine gentlemen, we'll be joined later by some others, to allow them to introduce themselves.
Well, good evening to all our Facebook viewers. I am Mark Romney, and when you say Mark Romney, it's also Mustang Brothers.
I'm Jed Hunt. And I guess to follow how he said, I guess I'll be AXA band. and I guess in the beginning, not song and about the songs, right?
Right.
Yeah, and we turn it over to my assistant and that's that.
Yeah, I'm Claude Gomes, and I will be with the AXA band and song from back in the year.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Y'all quite familiar to us and quite familiar to me. And somehow it feels, in some instances, like a Kim Wallace family. Very much like a Kim Wallace family, but I'm not going to go into details. Mark, you managed the Mustangs band in the past. When was that, and tell us about the experience?
Right, so I came on board with the Mustang Brothers when I put years to things, people might wonder. But it went back to towards the end of 1993. 1993 into early 1994, and remained with them right through. Unfortunately, on two different occasions, had to deal with some sad moments. First with the passing of Dexter, and then later on with the passing of DB. But until right through the very end, when the band continued to perform, I have been with them through it all.
So what were your main responsibilities as manager of the band?
Oh boy, well, I should cap you for that one. Basically, how I got involved, Dice, with your urging, but basically it was I was dealing with the bookings, making the arrangements as it relates to travel in particular, and then when it came to recording time, getting all the necessary cover designs and all of that in place. Booking of studio time and all of that. So it's quite back then it was quite an ordeal because bearing in mind bands used to travel overseas, mainly to New York, Crystal Sound recording studio in New York. And so, getting the travel arrangements and all of that done primarily. And then one of the other major things to deal with at the time too was that Mustang Brothers used to perform every Friday night at Jono's, and then it used to really get heavy during carnival time and during the Christmas schedule because it was like double bookings that we had to deal with. And but all in all, it was great fun, but at the same time, quite exhausting because persons will want to book the band at last minute and say, "Well, I'm sorry, we can't," and then. Sometimes I remember even getting some enemies at times because you say we cannot do it because we're already booked. And but all in all, those were the real good years, and it really was something. Going many a morning. I can remember getting home 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, especially during Christmas time. It used to be even worse because 6 o'clock used to meet you up. Going home with the sun blazing in your face.
And knowing my boss was your father,
Yeah.
I can imagine what he used to say. I can imagine what he used to say. Jed, how did you get involved in music? I know your father is still alive, he's a musician, and your grandfather was a musician as well. What led you and motivated you in getting involved as a band owner manager? And Claude, that goes for you as well.
Well, to be honest, I think Justin inspired me. He was a little kid, and when I came, when I used to come down from, I was in school in the States.
Jersey.
You just be right. When I came and Justin, I think my mother brought him his first small little keyboard. And I heard him playing on that keyboard some nice music, and it just inspired me to you know to love the art form. And there was something about Aymale too.
Okay.
He used to play that bass.
We'll come. We'll come to Aymale. There's something about Aymale. We continue, but we got some questions about Aymale especially.
Really?
Yeah,
So
in
don't
this-
talk about Aymale.
No, don't go too in depth right now because I want to repeat. You know,
Okay,
say-
I was
yeah.
putting the band together.
Yeah, yeah,
But, okay,
yeah.
so leave it out for now.
Yeah, for now, yeah.
Okay, so I'll leave it as my cousin inspired me
Justin.
with his talent to start to want to love the music. Not necessarily other things, but Justin, in all honesty, to see he was a kid and he was excellent. You know, in those times, musicians were rare. Not like now. And now you got you can find a keyboardist, a bass man. You can find
Everywhere.
But that
Whatever you want,
that
so-
just now in the late though because
exactly.
in
That's
like
what I'm saying.
in the late
90s.
90s you couldn't find like that.
No,
but,
sir.
but in the 2000s you could find them, but you could find bassman left and right anytime right
Yeah,
now.
anything.
A bassman, a
but
keyboardist right
I'll
now.
give the.
You know what the hardest
I
to
would
find?
say the inspiration came from Justin.
Justin. Yes, we all know Justin Mustache.
Mm.
Yes, yes, and you took on a big task because you was actually involved with 3 bands in Anguilla,
Yes.
and everybody know he was part of Not Song First, Multi Song First, Multi Song,
Yeah.
and then Not Song, and then Exo Band. What was your vision for these bands as manager or owner?
Jay just wanted to help. You know, he was a helpful guy. You know, and at the time, everybody thought he had financial resources, so everybody wanted to be a part of them. So when he created multiple songs, and it didn't work out, now song has approached him to manage them.
But
So
don't,
that's-
don't you're right to say it didn't work out. We didn't have the fan base. Not Song had a fan base.
Because it was not something was not at time.
Not Song Muslim was the band at the time. Okay, and to bring it in perspective, multi songs and Muslim was on the road, and I think we was in front of
You mean the other cross with the
by the
market?
airport.
By the airport, okay.
Right. And now someone is a dramatic man. You know, they coming from Sabre.
Yeah.
You know, with the fans, the trailer went on the airport wait for them
Yep.
and everything. We had the Not Song fans, you know. But when they went on the airport and Not Song came out, we was left with nobody. Muslims now they got
So
their
why you started multi songs?
Oh, yeah.
93, eh?
and then yeah, in them areas that to
And how long multi songs?
I was saying Mother Song probably
It would have
was
been
just a
it
year.
would have been 92 because I sang about it really. Remember, split the band in two.
Split the band.
Yeah.
You know.
He let it
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
Mother Songs was not around for
Not for too long.
Remember my line was, "Look what we gonna do again in '92."
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
You got a history there.
Yeah.
not knowing that, yes. Split band.
Yes, Jane. I mean, I am integral, but I love you all to showcase your all self. You know, we're gonna talk about how you select better when selecting musicians. We reach Extra Band because Nasan was already formed,
Yeah.
and now the song was basically was a follow up from that song. Most of the musicians-
No. Mother Song was the first band.
You know, not first band now, so.
Mother Song
For
was
him.
the first creation
For you.
for me.
Right.
But you use the guys from that song.
From Mother Song, we went to Not Song.
But that song was there before.
Well, Not Song there before everybody.
Yes, right. So that's the part I'm looking at really because
Oh,
I
okay.
myself I'm
Yeah.
confused about that part, you know, because I mean I was on another side, But we're looking at it. So
Heard you
maybe,
back.
maybe
He was announced on
I,
that one
I
time.
was I was on the other side.
Who's on that song?
I started with that song.
You started with
I
that song? And
Yeah.
less action, he was there.
You were known to introduce the big band sound Anguilla. I want everybody to listen carefully to this part of it. It was missing over the years. And Jed, take your time and go through it. When you introduce the big song here, the big prongs,
Big speakers.
Big speakers.
the power amps,
Mhm.
talk about it.
Well, the new system came from Mother Songs. Yeah. And the speakers, the big the more powerful speakers came from the multi-song days, you know. It took a couple of speakers to do what 10 speakers would do, you know what I'm saying? But as far as the big song growing up, that came from the same jam on the airport when
That's Sam Taylor lost it.
when last year sang pull up the trees and things. I'm
Oh
about
my,
it.
oh my God.
No, it's true. That is memorable, you know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah.
So that song came from that song were not able to produce reliable speakers. Reliable. I want to use the word reliable. Okay, them had a lot of speakers when it was what was?
Just like crazy
Okay.
things.
That was the word back then.
Poof.
Yeah.
Okay, so when it comes to my time out, I believe Styler, BT, and I believe Ivor wake me up one night in my villa up there sleeping. Because they was embarrassed from the airport incident, and they wanted me to join with them to manage the band.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so come the next year, I gotta compete. Okay, so and that's where it started.
Most of them used to have the big song on the road.
They had a big song
So-
too. You know what I mean? So the compete.
So now I had to get up to that count.
After that, and Clyde was my assistant manager.
And that took some doing over the years because
Yeah.
like see some Martin Carnival in April, we will go to that carnival
Yeah.
and try to rent most of the speakers.
Yeah.
Get there before the month.
Ah,
They try to rent as much speakers as possible before Danny come.
Okay.
So it was like a competition in St. Martin
Oh boy.
to gather the speakers, you know.
yeah, I was just ready to compete. That was a
You love the
competitive
So
competition.
like 95 had a real big sound, both Moston and NASA.
thing.
Song.
Before
95.
Yeah, but that
Then Nassau
95,
started.
that 95,
95 was when that song, most of them were really big song because Barbara had a father he played
Yeah,
song.
That's,
He had put both shutters on his building. When they play Excalibur, because they did not play.
Yeah, but that happened from
that
Mother
style
Song
was
days,
on.
Yeah. But it get worse.
Yeah, hola.
It got worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because 95 NASA was a style with Sledge.
I ain't so like these dates, but you're right with the first
But
song.
Juve Slammer, most of that Juve Slammer was 95.
No,
right?
no, salt shaking like a salt shaker. He right there.
No, that was not
that.
after.
I ain't-
That was long after.
long. But
That was
I
long
didn't
after
know.
because Dexter and guys had already died.
Yeah.
So them those
Oh,
days
yeah?
came and Mark was managing the band.
Oh.
And we got some questions we threw it out really. And the CDs was here, but Bill, they was here to show you exactly those things really. But I think we were looking at is the most album was 90. What we said just now? It was 90.
Oh, we can't say what it was. Don't say what it was.
Oh, yes,
So
the
don't
question.
say
It's a question.
question.
It's a question.
Don't say- don't
Oh,
say
man.
what
Yeah,
year.
I forget.
Don't
I
say
forget,
why
I
here,
forget.
please.
Yeah.
You got some questions though?
Mark, I coming to you back, Jel. Remember, we joined with some others really, but right in the interim of
Sorry.
in time, Mark, being around the Muslims for all those years, we heard about those nice days. We had a big song, the nice rivalry, friendly rivalry.
Yeah.
Give me an example of a particular successful event achievement during your time as manager of Muslim.
Which one? More successful?
Most
Because there are a couple that
That
come to
couple?
mind.
the one that stood out the most.
One that stood out the most. Well, I think that year when I came on board, we had also started. I think it was the soca competition. That was the year. Was it 95?
That's right.
Right. And I think Muscle and Brothers clean sweep the various titles that were up for grabs. When I say we took the soca competition,
I won that. Yes.
we took road march.
I was the first one.
Yeah, we took road march, and something else happened that.
Bannerama?
Troops.
Oh,
The band
sorry,
with
the
Buffett.
Ray Kwafa. That was the other thing.
What about Bannerama?
I don't know, Panorama. Which year you brought?
You know, I don't remember that year with Panorama at all for some reason. But I honestly have to look into
I'll
my
have to check
archive and
back,
see
'cause,
exactly. I don't remember exactly.
That mean you sweep everything?
No. We did clean sweep.
Yeah,
But
the clean sweep
95.
parade,
But Panorama
Panorama went so far back.
it was a clean.
It was declined. Panorama had stopped.
It was
That's why I was a bit hesitant.
Yeah, it was a clean. I one day was the chairman at the time, but it was declining because of you know, it was just musical brothers, Mussington, and that song.
Yeah.
Megaforce came in, and it was one of that. It was getting more monotonous, really. So they were kind of like scaling back.
Because why I said that, when I was in Carnival Committee then, I wasn't in part of the management of Muscle and Brothers. The Panorama competition came back under when I was subcommittee chair.
And then when you step off and give
and
me
then when
the
I stood-
position,
right?
you step
exactly.
off and give me the
So
position.
that's what happened. But going back when Justin spoke about Mustache,
Jed.
Jeb, sorry, yes, right. But when he spoke about with Mustache in terms of being a thing, I remember a similar experience with Dexter. Dexter came in. This was done at Ramcam with a little keyboard, and that time Burning Flames, I think, had just released. I think it was Get Busy. My memory serves right. But he came in the shop. With his little keyboard, and the radio was playing. He said to me, "I could play that." I said, "No, you can't play that. You look to play." I teased him. Teasing him.
Yeah.
I said, "You look to play some from Joseph Knight." That was it. That's a joke.
Yeah.
He said, "No. I could play that."
I was in the church.
He was in church at the time. He said,
Yeah.
"I could play that." I said, "Let me hear you." And he started to play. I couldn't believe it, because
And how old he was at that time?
Very young. Had to be
very young.
Oh, Little Young guys too.
Yeah. He was
Me,
very young.
Justin,
Terry.
Dexter, and Terry.
Terry, yeah.
What
All of them
like
was-
14?
brothers. Yeah, around
Like
there.
Around
14?
13, 14 years
Yeah,
old. He wasn't more than that. Wasn't more than that. Yeah. But when he played that, I couldn't believe it.
That's so amazing.
It was so amazing. I said, wow.
Yeah.
And then I can remember when at the time, I'm gonna come back to the other question, but at the time too, when the band used to play at Ship's Galley, it used to be on a Sunday night. Of course, Dexter couldn't go because on a Sunday night he had to be
Church.
in church.
But who used to play the keyboards before Dexter then?
So Louis used to go and do something in between there until Dexter might get a chance to come.
You know, Mark is. I mean, you get emotional.
Yeah,
You know, because it's really nostalgic to see being a member of the band at that time, and
Yeah.
to see actually when the father who used to do taxi,
Yep.
he would come around, wait on tourists to get them back to where they're going, and every time the father approached, Dexter would have to drop the keyboard, and Louis would come in. And the father go, Dexter come back. and
Go back in. Yeah.
You know, it was really something. You know, but you say come back to the other part of the
Yeah. But one other thing you talk about rivalry, that when you mentioned Musical Brothers, there was a father rivalry that actually really had me in stitches. I mean, I say that the Mussington Brothers' dad,
Yeah.
Captain Mussington, as we used to call him,
Mhm.
and Wilmer,
Yeah.
they used to get at it. I'm gonna beat you tonight. Say, not you. And they had it going for many a time in the Panorama. So that particular year when I think Musical Brothers did in fact win, it was something,
Lincoln should have been here. He should be joining us. I know he said because of work commitments.
All
He
right.
should be joining us. I hope that he probably even call in or something. Because yes, we can't leave out Musical Brothers.
Can't
They
even
played-
Musical Brothers.
They played a big role
Big
in Angola Carnival over the
For
years.
years.
Especially when
You
it came to Calypso.
Yes, I mean
Yes.
they did a lot. And Panorama as well.
Yeah.
They was.
Well, why I
great
say
feature.
especially Calypso
Yeah,
because
they were the main backup band.
it was funny again. We're back in those numbers now. Some 30 plus Calypsonians. But I remember again when I was chair at that time, not someone told me point blank, you better get a next man. We can't play for all of those.
What year that was? What year? you
That
think
would
that
have
was?
been 1990, 91.
You know, man.
Yeah.
But in when I came in after you transitioned to me, we realized, me and Brother Lee realized that in Putney, we realized that we need another band.
Yeah.
And realized that we had winners have to compete in other islands. So we spoke to Wilmot, you know, and with some hesitation and everything like that he said that no, he's not gonna do it. That's his songs and everything like that. We're not gonna go in the whole story. May his soul rest in peace. But we had to move on, and we got Platinum Band, which was Mitch guys and those guys.
What year that was again? That started.
We started that in 2000 or 2001.
So that means you was chairman. You was
I was chairman the
for
year.
like a whole 10 years.
No, I didn't go that long.
No, he moved. When John was chairman,
I was John's deputy at the time.
deputy, and Mark gave me the role of Calypso Bands at that time.
Was he used to manage the Calypso show? How long?
Calypso show. I did a 2-year stint.
Okay, yeah. The years.
Because I went off to the UK and work. The years I left here in '92, and so I took Carnival 1990, 1991, and a little bit of '92 because I was off.
Yeah, we was all working Kimwise at the same time, in my involvement at the time, Kim Wallace had a sports club that was really, really active.
Active, oh yeah.
And we really used to do a lot of stuff there. I mean, most of my songs came from right in Kim Wallace. That's another
Jack and Box.
Jack and Box.
That's the famous one.
Yeah, Jack and
That's
Box.
the famous one. That ain't really the famous one, but Jack and Box is one of them.
Yeah.
But going back to what you asked me earlier in terms of the big highlight too, and I didn't come up that particular morning. But you remember that Muslim Brothers had Chick, hey. Chick, run, come. That was, we had some problems getting up. When I say we had some problems, the problem really was around the generator. We had some real issues. So we were late in coming.
It's the first time I hear that. Go ahead, continue.
Oh, okay.
I don't call him a coward. He's a real coward.
No.
Daniel was a coward.
It wasn't.
Had him beat.
We gonna get to that.
No,
we gonna get to your story. One.
In all
We
honesty.
gonna get to your story right now.
Answer the same question.
And I said, guys, does it make sense to go over here at this hour? No,
What time are you gonna get up in the valley area now? What time that was?
It was done dark already.
It was way after 9 o'clock. It was way after
But
9
don't worry,
o'clock when
I
that
had a
truck
police
pulled up.
on his side.
The police?
I don't know. Well, I don't know about the police being on our side. I think that was an unfortunate thing that happened that night. If something happened with the ambulance, I can't remember exactly what led to it, but
Was
it was
it
some
night?
crazy.
It
Yeah,
was
some,
night.
some crazy thing happened.
And the thing about it, right? This show is named Can You Remember? And I'm sure we know the repercussions came next year when Dano brilliantly came with Make a U-Turn.
Make a U-turn,
Exactly.
And you just
Make
said
it laugh
it.
at them.
Yeah, he didn't have.
He did.
He
It was
did not
just
have- he
there.
didn't- He didn't have to be.
Yes,
But
it was just
the
there.
system was punching. And Dano,
The police told him pull off or
Pull off.
something, and
he just
he-
had to.
driver make a U-turn.
Yeah,
We know the whole story.
Yes.
But we want to hear the story, though. I want to hear the story. Judge, you want to hear the story?
Yeah, Jake,
Yeah,
Come
some
on, share the story.
Muslim went around the track and the system wasn't playing properly.
Uh huh.
Poof. and now someone was left in the parking lot with a system that was punching. But the sound was a good sound.
Chick.
Chick was a good sound.
When you hear that song for the first time, how that make you feel? As a manager for another band.
No, I don't say. I in the competition side. I wasn't into no sound.
He was always concentrating on the sound. Yeah.
But
If he was in a big sound.
I understand that, but when you hear that the manager though, when you hear that chick sound coming from your rival, how you feel? Tell the truth.
I'll be honest with you. I never used to judge sound.
Yeah.
I do my job was to bring a system on the road to punch out to go through the lap. Now the rest of it was left to the musicians.
Right.
And
Jano say Really, Chad?
Yeah, really, Dano, tell him. Dano pulled the band over. And he did not cut the band back around. And he had Justin on his side. We might have to get Dano in just in a little while to bring it because you know Dano, that is the truth. I ain't gonna lie to you. Dano is the truth. I'm a partner, but
Coward?
you run from
You
the
run?
sun. Yeah,
But the Dano
He-
who
Dano
allowed the
actually
crowd
tell-
to know.
Actually
That must
tell
have
the
been
friends
behind.
to go back to bike. But must not ching, 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 back there.
Because they couldn't hear the bus not.
Tell him to respond to that.
What you say?
I love
Couldn't
him,
hear
but tell him to
Masanan?
respond to that. I could remember that situation very well because
Well, then
me and a
Masanan said
member-
Lucas Khan, everybody run
Right,
came
yes,
over.
I-
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Dano bring it to that attention.
No, but all he do was play the horn.
Police tell him to pull over.
We had a
Police
horn,
did
you
tell
know.
him to pull over.
We had a special
So
horn.
looking back,
We had a special horn.
No. It wasn't the
Ah,
sound. The police tell
I
the
say,
band to pull over.
no,
Those
Jed,
keyboard, that sound
no,
is
Jed.
hilarious, yeah.
That sound was in the keyboard, and when time they hit that,
Listen,
that was
Why
it.
you back there?
When the band
That's
was
exactly, yeah, just, that's what happened.
This
the
way,
horn-
like,
the
this
horn
way,
was
like,
by
this like a
English
backlash.
shows. Okay.
That's all they had to hear.
Oh, yeah, hear it from by the roundabout.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
This way.
How you mean,
No, the police pulled the band over by English shows and tell them wait for Muscle Dance. Okay? And when them tell
Jed,
Dano that, Dano tell them
The
Muscle's back
horn,
here. And that
the
was the end of
horn
that.
blew from by the roundabout. Trust me.
Jed,
Dano said, police said, go off the road.
exactly. Right?
That the big song,
I just
the
said-
other big song was coming.
The other big song coming? The other big song coming?
Let me interject here, right? I remember Muscles at that time.
Yeah, you reach as far as Abilene.
I was actually living in Nassau.
I remember I said we had problems with the
I was living in
generator.
Nassau at that time, right?
Yeah, big problems.
And Danny called me and tell me, don't hustle because there's some issues.
Yeah, the
So I
generator
took
was a
my
main
time.
problem.
But I stood from north side
Yeah.
and I heard that song.
That song, yes.
And I was driving a white Firebird. Everybody know that Firebird. And
739.
I,
You still got that number?
739, same number. And I reached over from that side over there. I parked my Kevin Wallace in basically like less than 2 minutes. Because now I got to get on the truck and everything like that. When I heard the commotion and everything like that. And trust me, it was very embarrassing, It still is one of the most memorable incidents that happened during good rivalry that happened during Carnival over the years. If you really look at it.
The same song.
The same incident we're talking about.
Yeah, right. It wasn't represented.
It happened.
It happened, yeah.
It happened.
But the fairness of it wasn't right. They Muscle had to catch up.
We're gonna move on from that a little bit. We maybe come back because we can't spend all evening on it. Jed.
We could have gone back on the road side. Okay?
Okay,
But that's when you could do last lap at night. You can't. That's when the last lap could have happened at
My
night.
partner in the second Justin.
Tell me now, Jed, now you have a chance now. Tell me what were your most memorable experience with not song, no, multi-song, or with Axa Band?
My most memorable experience with
You can do it one by one.
not song
We talk about Nassau, we will Nassau and everything, right?
would have been. You see that time I tree by the track?
Yeah.
That would have been the first year that I was managing.
What happened there?
When I see that band bang the corner, I see Elijah in front.
That's it, like,
Jump up people.
What
We
we
never
are talk
talk
about?
Yeah.
Okay?
okay.
The valet people.
People.
I say, yeah. That's it. Yeah. We never talk about you. I can't do it.
You don't like dates?
I
don't know. You know how old it is?
I can find it really, but
Yeah. That was the most memorable. I think
that was not
that,
song.
That's
yeah,
not
that
song.
was the most appreciative
Moment.
moment for me and for the
band?
amount of a better word, the valley people.
Yeah,
Okay, I think it was like, yeah, we can compete now.
multi song.
No, this was not song.
No, he's asking you
actually,
he's asking
not
about
multi-song,
multi
we're going
song.
on to other band.
But the
Short
songs
list.
don't really have a memorable one. I don't know.
But
A
then
big
the
system.
song had a big system.
Yeah,
They had a
You had this song,
a
the big
small,
song.
a small but a big song.
I tell
Yeah.
you to remember Jed at Down and George Hill, right by close to where two Chinese are now.
Mhm.
Baltasar came down and turned in front of Mustard and turned to take all the crowd.
But this
And nobody went with Baltasar, and everybody was from Rota Hut down to Rational Home traffic light.
they will
But
Balthazar.
not Mustard. Do you remember that?
But why would I
But why
remember
would-
that?
It's memorable.
Remember for you?
No, not necessarily. It's bad, really. I mean, like, it's memorable.
No, that's unfair.
But I can't remember.
Unfair.
I can't remember that. I remember that we had
I don't
a
expect you to.
crowd coming to the airport.
Mark, you remember that?
Which one? Which
The
the
same message right
same
about
instance?
that.
He trying to defend. He trying to.
I honestly can't say I remember that right
I
off
can't
the cuff,
remember.
but
And there are a lot of people of them sure can
But
remember.
wait,
Yeah.
the band used to go down there and turn around.
Yeah. No, it was actually Mustang who started Red Dragons.
no, don't sense to come from Red
And then
Dragon.
coming up.
where the East Band used to come from.
Come, you leave from the village and you go down to meet the band.
So
And you
like
got
that,
power
like that.
and you turn your speakers to them and you show who got the power.
And then what happened?
Whatever happened, happened.
And then you come back up in the
But we
valley.
had an
You come
awesome.
to
Yeah, it's to come back up in the valley.
But when I reached by the airport, not Sam Kelly went crazy. And
Oh my God.
went on the
One
airport.
memorable experience.
Something went crazy?
Excellent,
Oh my
moving
God.
on.
I remember that.
I
remember that.
That was a scary one.
Listen,
That-
What memorable experience you had with Excellent?
Most memorable.
Yes, most.
Most memorable experience with Axa Band would have been St. Thomas.
Good. Tell us about it. And I have somebody who was talking about me, but
You were there? You were there, kid?
Yes, she was there.
Come, kid. Come, help me. Come, kid. Just a little thing. Come, tell them. They must believe.
They ain't gonna believe you. What's there to believe? I went on and I killed the place.
Yeah.
So no, yeah, man. The last truck on the road, Jamman had a problem that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamman had a
Oh,
problem that
98.
year. Yeah, man.
Excellent band had to play the last.
You
Yeah,
in the back
because I
end.
will
That's
hug
how
a bunch.
was the
Hug a
back.
bunch. I was
Okay.
the last truck on the road. Yeah, that was good time. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. If you want to, you miss. Footsteps stamping.
We talk about that yesterday. Yeah, we talk about that yesterday.
Can't
Yeah,
remember.
but that as far as Axa Band would have been most memorable. Not that I mean I had memorable experience in Angola with St. Thomas.
You remember, this was memorable to me. You see, I look at memorable in a lot of things that I would never forget. When 97, with AXA Band, they released album. We did that at Elodius, right?
Sure.
Bummy tell us not to come back in that place with a mash up all the days.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
But we built Bum in place. So why you got that? Yes.
Of course.
Remember to the last time
But you notice we started at release parties and things.
No, I'm
Yeah.
coming.
Jake started
I'm
at that
coming
release
right
party.
now.
Yeah, we know
Next
that. I know
question.
that.
You know that?
I know that that's where I took the idea from. Yeah, I'm saying because I remember growing up coming to that song release parties.
Very good. The big music releases. Take us back there. That was next person coming.
So you want that?
Yes, I want that
Anyway.
right now.
I'm a partner and I'm trying to the bus today.
It's right, go.
Say hello. Listen,
Oh, man.
Muslim had a fan base
10 more minutes.
with the
For the show.
Yeah, but like I said,
We can say here on Facebook.
Yeah.
Let's say down for viewing public that we gonna stay live and change this page for the rest of the show, you know.
yes, because live has another engagement.
You have to go to.
So, right there.
ask the question again.
The big releases.
Okay. Like I said, AXA Band was struggling for DJ popularity, for the want of a better word. No ifs, ands, about my partner Cello was a Muslim Band fan. Right or wrong, Mark?
I don't know that.
Mark, you know say?
Huh?
Right or wrong?
I can't say for sure.
Cello is a say the music sound like a panty. That kind of thing. Bye. So anyway,
I can't speak for Stella on that one. I can't.
okay, but you agree that he was a Muslim fan.
I can't say I agree, but I know he used to love Macedon's music. Yeah.
Okay, good. So the same thing.
Not that way.
You're gonna tell it from when AXA release.
Yeah.
I like hype, but when Muslim come to Syria and when the hype down.
Yeah.
He does still do you don't listen to the new release when Panda come out?
But there's an element, Jed, and maybe
Remember, I can tell you that.
in Sunday. You
Remember,
remember?
I can tell
Sunday,
you.
the Sunday.
Well, you have to come back and
Okay, yeah.
bring my memory to it.
All right.
So, basically we say nah, we invest a lot of money in this thing. We ain't taking this. And I tell Hammer and Bevan, meet me
Surely.
to show bye.
About English shows.
English shows.
I'm always talking about
We
it.
release it.
I'm always talking about it.
Okay? And you could do it. And then scratch him head and then put him head together and do it. And that's where it started. And I will tell you, Hammer, to give Hammer credit, Hammer was one of the DJs that made Axel popular. He came to the functions that we play.
Yeah.
He recorded it. He said, now he's not coming with short pants. Long pants and hard shoes. My partner Hammer. Record the music and play
Can
it
you
live.
remember?
Hey,
eh?
remember?
And
The name
play
of the show?
music on the radio live. And he built us and he built him. I believe he should give us a little credit for that.
Before
Oh my
we
God.
go, before we get too deep now in the latter part of the conversation, we have someone in our midst. Ready? You can come forward because you carry the flag for Angola for a long time, and I'm sure
Queen.
you would want to weigh in on some of this because you have seen it all, you live it all. So let's hear your thoughts on what you heard just now in terms of
Let's give us.
on all sides.
Don't go. You got.
No,
Come to
no,
the
no.
name of the XFM. Yeah.
Speak a little loud.
Well, it's 50 years, as you say, we've come a long way. I can tell you, Panama was in them days, was carnival. Salomelo, we started a two from. We had these, people used to come here on like a pen pal thing. I forgot the name we used to call it. I forgot the name, but I'm just saying. And we had that too. So we started the two up and down.
in the shows had more people than
And then I started the whole thing because, in them days then music was, it was just nice and stuff. We had no problems, but everybody had a good time. It was hard times, but it was good times. And we sure enjoy ourselves.
Ready? We talk about Nat song. We know you love your Nat song.
Till the day I
In
die.
New York, you was carrying big flags of Angola behind Nat song, Eastern Parkway, and all that. You had we spoke about certain things about the rivalry between the two bands. I want you to share just a little bit in terms of, we are Angolians, yeah, but those days, what stood out to you, really?
Not Sound is a band that we all are, like I said, we all are Anglican, but when it comes to Not Sound, right? Everybody started with Not Sound.
We create them.
Right. And then with the Muscletons, it's a band that no matter what,
You can't sit down.
no. I ain't biased. I'm a Not Sound fan till the day I die. I'm gonna tell you that. I don't care what happened, what school to, that's my band. Okay? Growing up with them, like I said, it was good days, None of it could have started without me. I lead the whole thing. You know that. Everybody knows that. So that's how I got the nickname
The
Carnival
Queen.
Queen, because
Carnival
every
Queen.
year
Yeah.
I used to come home for camp, no matter what. Everybody used to say, if there's one person they can see in Angola this year, it was me.
Yes,
And
right.
that was no lie.
Right
I
there.
remember Jerry Dice telling me when he saw my cable one, he said, I had my phone and I used to leave it on. He said, man, you waste some money playing your phone like that. I said, well, Dice, I like to come home and I get up, I just go. Remember that, Dice?
Yes.
So, but, we just have to do what we have to do.
Good. So we're gonna continue with our round table talk. Thank you, Reddy. Mark, we talk about the rivalry. We talk about all of that. Mustardons is not an active band. Not song the same. not active. But there are two bands you can call on at any time to perform. Jade, I'm sure you agree with that. If you call Not Song or Mustangs to perform, they can perform at any time. And Dan was listening, and people would think that there was big rivalry, that the big enemies. Nothing terrible so. Because I will have a sharing of resources in terms of speakers, mics, or whatever it is, and even musicians. You know, the point now I'm reaching to. You went into lead into our cousin Leonard Richardson, Imale.
Oh, yeah.
Imale was a founding member of Nat Song. I'm right. And he transitioned like me. I think almost every band Imale played, I played with as well.